Heroes and heroines of all ages. When the world tells you to get a life, you're always welcome at the One Up Block. My name is Dan the Man, your host, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Today we're going to be tackling Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And today, actually, as of this recording, is the release date of Sonic Mania. I don't have it in my hands yet, which is why I'm, occupying my time by recording this so far, but yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, what's different here? As you can see, we can select who we play as. You can either play Sonic alone, Tails alone, or with Sonic and Tails. For the main playthrough, I'm going to be playing as Sonic and Tails. As you know, I said before, we're going to be collecting Chaos Emeralds in a separate episode at the end of the Let's Play, so I'm not going to worry about collecting them. I will show them off, though, however, because I do want you to see what they look like. Just in case you're going to skip over the Chaos Emerald section, I want you to see what they look like in general. So in the first level, we will try to get at least one Chaos Emerald. We have versus items and sound test. Sound test is pretty clear what that is, but for versus mode items, that's for a multiplayer thing that I won't be able to show off because I do not have someone here to play it with. But we're going to be playing as Sonic and Tails, and thank gosh for this options menu, by the way. It allows me to talk to you guys without having to worry about too much. But yeah, let's hop right in. And welcome to Emerald Hill. And this is probably one of my favorite Sonic levels of all time. To me, it's more iconic than Green Hill. So much so that when I think of Green Hill, I'll say like Green Hill, but I mean Emerald Hill. For, whatever reason. I've played Sonic 2 more than I played Sonic 1. I have mentioned that before. And for that reason alone, this game, I have a lot of memories with it. But in general, I've played a lot of Sonic 1 and 2 over the past couple of days just to prepare for the LP. And to be perfectly honest with you, I still think that this one is better than Sonic 1. Obviously, a lot of people do. But before we get into too much, here's a special stage. Very quickly hopping into a special stage, I might add. So for these, you're in like a pseudo 3D, and as you saw right there, it said collect 40 rings. You kind of don't want to go for the Chaos Emeralds unless you're playing by yourself, because I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure having Tails here with you actually makes the requirements for how much rings you need by the end of the stage to go up. So like, because I have Tails, like right now it's going to ask me get 80 rings, I think you have to collect less if you're just playing as Sonic or Tails alone. But because Tails is here, it expects me to collect more rings, and the reason because of that is you can see that Tails can also collect rings. Tails is also on a slight delay. Whatever you do as Sonic, Tails will do shortly afterwards. And as you can see, if I move left and right, he will then slowly move left and right on a slight delay. You have to be mindful of that as you play because you don't want Tails to hit bombs. If he has rings that you need, you don't want him to lose those said rings. So, that's what makes having Tails here, makes this situation a lot harder than it needs to be. But it's not really that bad. I played a ROM hack, I was streaming a ROM hack not the other day, but where it was like Sonic Heroes, where you have 3 characters, and that's a Chaos Emerald. We got Gym Bonus, Tails rings, Sonic's rings, and blah blah blah. Continues in this game. If you get a total of I think it's 10,000 points by the end of a stage, which you can do very easily by having 100 coins, I think. Or rings. I did it again! After you come out of a special stage, though, all the rings you previously collected have now been put back into the stage. So, I mean, it's not really that hard to come across the rings that you need. There's also multiple signposts, they're checkpoints. To get into a special stage, you need a checkpoint, which you saw is just, littered around the area, so you can actually end up getting the Chaos Emeralds all before leaving Emerald Hill. See, there's another one right there. If you know where to look, if you look up a guide and find out where all of the all the checkpoints are, you can actually get every single emerald right now. It's pretty crazy. So, come up here and we can get a life, I think? Yep. Dun, 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 dun. But we're still going to be taking the higher paths if I can, because that is the only way to play Sonic, I say. We need to get up onto these things right here, but I always have trouble landing on these, because I don't know where they are, because the screen is crunched a little bit. Again, that's one of the biggest issues with classic Sonic, is that... Oh, please don't hit me. fucking coconuts. There's another chance at a special stage. We're not going to be taking it, but I'm just showing off just how easy it can be to get them. Rings, rings, we got 100 rings, and I think we're at the end. Boom, baby. Sonic got through Act 1. Yep, if you collect 100 rings, you are guaranteed a continue, it seems. So, you know, try to make sure you hold on to those. Emerald Hill Zone 2. This one, Act 2, sorry. One of the problems that I have with Sonic 2, though, in general, is there's a lot of enemies that sometimes that just come out of fucking nowhere, aggravatingly. It doesn't happen too often, but later in the game, it starts to happen a little too much for my liking, and that's why it's... You're better off getting the Chaos Emeralds early. Because the early levels are much easier to do and handle. Like, look at this, rings, 50 rings, right there, boom, baby, 60. We have 60 rings, and Tails is flying. Just because Tails is flying here, do not think that if you play as Tails, you can also fly, because that is not the case, unfortunately. I want those rings. Whoop! Is there another loop here? Oh, baby, a triple. I think I can... Can we get up here? Or did I miss my chance by falling down? No, I think you can make that jump. Maybe. Get up here and... nope. That is definitely not a thing that can happen. Well, let's just keep going this way. Oh, dangerous spikes. I don't want to lose my rings. I want to collect the continues. Fuck you, coconuts. See, like, that coconuts... Back when I was a kid, that coconuts always hit me and took my rings away from me. What a butthole. But we have invincibility now, so I'm fine. I'm just gonna run right now. If you have the rings and the opportunity to do so, just fucking go. Different from Sonic 1, though, is that this is the second act. However, there's a boss fight at the end of this act. No longer is there an Act 3 for the zones. And I think that results in more overall levels. 2, 3, 4, 5... Shit. Man, 5, 6... Shit. Never mind. I missed again. How fail. 6, 7... He still takes 8 hits, but just to show it off, on his final hit, he will try to shoot the blade at you. Unsuccessfully, I might add. Sorry, Eggman, not today. And then as the victory screen plays, I like to make Sonic go to the edge and flip out. But yeah, welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. And look here, Chemical Plant. I have something to say about Chemical Plant. This is such a better second level than Marble Zone. It's fast-paced, it keeps everything going. It's not as slow, and I hate these guys. They always... Their timing on their things is always like meant to like hit you as soon as they come on the screen, which is kind of shitty. But Chemical Plant Zone, this place is a lot less slow than Marble Zone. It does pick up the speed. You can get a good bit of momentum and just watch Sonic go for a little bit. You know, be rewarded with that speed that we love so much. Like so. It's beautiful. The Chemical Plant Zone, I used to not like it too much as a kid, but now that I know what I'm doing, it's a really, really good zone. Plus the music, if you can hear it in the background. Mwah. Sonic the Hedgehog 2's soundtrack is catchy as all hell, and I love it to death. And ba-boom! We beat the level in 1 minute flat. Yeah, we definitely got 10,000 points though, so we get another continue. And a life, apparently. I don't know how we got a life. I guess you can get lives in the end credit screen. Who knew? Hold down for a good boost of speed, and then when you jump up here, hold left, and you will get yourself a life. I don't particularly need it because I am a badass at Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but for those of you who are not as decent at the game as you want to be because you're new or whatever, or you're just not very good at platformers, make sure you collect as many lives as possible. I do not know where the location of a lot of life boxes are in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I don't worry about it too much. I should have back when I was a kid because it would have made my life a whole lot easier, but I was stubborn and didn't worry about collecting lives. I just tried to get through the level as fast as possible with as little death as possible. Which is still kind of what we do, or what I do. try to get to the end of the game without dying. It's much easier to do now that I know the layouts of all these stages, like the back of my hand. And as a rule of thumb, again, you really want to try and hold on, try to take the upper paths. Because when you take the upper paths, as you know, there's usually less shit trying to kick your ass and more goodies for you to collect. But here is a level or a part that most people could die at. As you hear, we're underwater, and that beeping noise indicates how many seconds we have left to breathe. After the third ding, you will start to hear the death music, which I'm just going to let play because, you know, it's always nice to hear the death music. But, since we're right here, boom, there you go. Most people tend to freak out, myself included. When I was a kid, I freaked out right there because, oh my god, I might drown, right? If you just keep calm and do what I did and just slowly take yourself up, you will hear the drowning music, but it won't affect you. Hold down here, let Sonic just run, get his momentum up, because you will fall into this pit and then be automatically here. This is the boss. So there's a couple ways you can fight him. If you jump over to the side, you can actually just hit him multiple times right from the start. But since I have Tails with me, that's dangerous. But when he does this attack with the ball of water, goop, whatever, if you duck, Sonic will not take damage. Oh, Tails finished him off. Attaboy, little buddy. But yeah, if you duck, Eggman cannot hit you with that bubble of water for whatever reason. And we just, by the way, we just got through the second zone. The pacing of Sonic 2 is so much better than Sonic 1. Like, holy nuts. And I know, Sonic 1 is not a bad game. Also, we got another fucking continue. I'm never gonna die. I'm never gonna die in this game. Ooh, Aquatic Ruin Zone. So this place, this is technically the water level of Sonic 2, right? There was water in the last level, but this one is one where you'll spend a lot of time in the water if you don't know what you're doing. Like, see, I could go down here and you will clearly see that there's water down there, but if you just stick to this upper pathway, be cautious too, because you don't want to accidentally fall down. But if you take this upper pathway, you will actually not have to deal with the water. You'll stay completely dry, never touch the water. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. If we time this right, I think I can momentum up onto this ledge. Boop! Yep. And we get a shield. Probably didn't need it. Oh man, but I fell. That's not cool. I'm going back. I want to take the upper path. I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn. Alright, don't touch that. Apparently. And we have bugs here that will try to stop me. I think I can see a platform here. Yep, badoop, badoop. And look at that, another checkpoint. Like, look how many... Oh man, I fell down anyway. I think we're at the end of the stage, so it doesn't really matter. But, look how... Oh yeah, if you're standing... If you're... I'm sorry. I'm playing this game really fast and I'm talking a shit ton, but I love this game. I'm sorry. If you're standing behind these trees, that Grounder-looking enemy, which, by the way, looks like Grounder from the animated series. If you're behind the trees, the foreground will prevent you from taking damage for whatever reason. Bada boom! We did not touch the water at all there, unless you count the waterfalls. It's lovely. Also, we got another continue. Another one. Oh man. Alright, so let's get a move on. Let's rig ourselves up to go. For this one, you want to be careful. If you want to stay out of the water, you have to take these platforms, but they're kind of moving really weirdly. If you go too fast, you will fall off and you'll have to deal with the water. But I did not, and I will not deal with the water because we took the upper pathway. Just gonna keep saying it. I don't know if you can actually make that up there. Like, I don't know if you can get up to there by jumping. You can get crushed by those, by the way. Be careful. There's so... Oh, Grounder, you wiener. You freaking butt. God dang it. Are you serious? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes enemies can just come right the fuck out of nowhere. I think we can just... Yep. We can just clip up here. Which, you know, thankfully, because now we're at a higher pathway and I have less chance of seeing the water. Always nice, always fantastic. Don't you dare. Is there anything up here useful to me? Not at all. Good. Good news. Good, cool beans. Something to mention about Tails, also, if you're playing as Tails alone and not with Sonic. Playing as Tails, you have less speed. Tails actually does move slower than Sonic, overall, so be wary of that. You'll have to use spin dashes to get up stuff that Sonic can normally get up by himself, but it really doesn't matter all that much. Tails is just as viable to play as Sonic. Here you can see Eggman pulled up these totems, and what he'll do is go back and forth and hit them. You can actually avoid the hammer if you jump up and hit him and bounce off of him, which I didn't do there. But you use these arrows to get up and hit him, but if you do what I did and start the battle on top of the totem poles, he cannot do anything to you, and is promptly disposed of. Bye-bye, Eggman. That is the 3rd zone down, and we're only 16 minutes in. We still have 5 minutes. Can I get through the next act in 5 minutes? Oh boy. And Casino Night Zone. Zone 4. 4, right? 1, 2... Yeah, this is Zone 4. Casino Night Zone is pretty good. I like the background specifically. You may notice that is what I'm using as my end card now. The song is also incredibly catchy. It's like really jazzy. The thing about Casino Night Zone that I don't really particularly care for, though, is if you're not taking the upper path to make the level go by as fast as possible, this level can kind of drag on with all the pinball stuff and whatnot. This place is a casino, and there are places where you can play pinball with Sonic by jumping into a slot machine, and you have a chance to collect rings by doing so, because obviously it's gambling, right? You can go into there, and if you get Sonic's, Tails, or an accumulation of any of those in the middle, you'll get either a big bonus 2 rings, a small bonus of rings, or you'll end up with like a jackpot and get a lot of rings. But you can also get an Eggman, which is an automatic negative 100 rings to your total count immediately, and it's like, ugh. That was my score, guys, thank you. Also, another Chaos Emerald. Oh, I need to calm down. I like to talk a lot when I do Let's Plays because I feel like people want to hear me talk, because, you know, Let's Play commentary. But sometimes I can just chill out and let the song play. Let the game speak for itself. Because it is a damn good game. Hopefully I'm showing it off at the best of its ability. I have played Sonic 2 enough that I should be damn good at it by now. Alley-oop. Most of the time I just ignore the machines entirely. Are we about... Oh, okay, I was about to say, if we get jackpot... But yeah, look at that. Boom. Rings. If you really wanted to, you could spend your entire 10-minute time limit, because I don't think I mentioned this in the first game, but there is a time limit for the levels. You have like 10 minutes. Shoot. There's a glitch where if you jump off screen as the title cards come up, you can actually just keep playing. But there is a 10-minute time limit in each level. If you make it to 10 minutes, Sonic will instantly die and you'll get a time up. You can actually spend your entire 10 minutes in this level collecting rings in a jackpot, or fuck, what do you call it? God damn it, the slot machine. And you can just rack up the lives there if you're not confident in your ability to play Sonic 2. So if you need lives, that's exactly where you go for them. But if we take this route over here, if I can figure it out, how to take this route. I didn't mean to do that, but I mean, hey, free rings right off the bat, that's fine. Thank you. Oh yeah, there's a badnik up here that you need to be careful of. You kind of want to wait for him to move away from the platform, because if you try to hit him anywhere, he has a bumper, and if you hit him from the front, he hurts you. You have to spin dash on the side of him to hit him, so, you know, that kind of sucks. Also, these things are annoying. They rack up points. Like, everything in this area racks up points. In Sonic games, bumpers give you points. Like, everything gives you points. But I guess they are kind of more useful here than they were in Sonic 1, considering they give you, a continue, which, you know, that's actually really good. But still, I hate anything that slows me down, like, landing in those things that just give you 100 points for a few seconds before letting you go. Okay, no, this is not... we need to go further down. Go down. Boink. Badoink. Badoink. Alright. Right here can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but if you roll and just hold left, I think you'll... Nope, never mind. Roll and hit one of these bumpers. There we go. If you can fandangle it enough, you will eventually get out of there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this level can get you stuck in a lot of places like that, and it's kind of irritating. Do love the song, though. Again, ignoring this, we'll make our way down here, and this is the area right before the boss. We could have got another Chaos Emerald. Like, if it's not clear that it's much easier to get Chaos Emeralds in this game than the first one. You can collect them, you can collect multiples in one level for one. That's definitely a big plus. So for this boss, if you're under him, he will drop one of those balls, and if you're on a bumper, or if you're on a flipper, when he's over you, he will try to reach down and grab you. But aside from that, that's all he does. Use physics to your best ability. Like, ride the wall. Actually, I'd only do one roll, because that would get you the least amount of momentum. And then jump off the wall and hit him. And it's that easy. But yeah, we did it. That's the end of Carnival Nights? Casino Night Zone. But that's all the time we have for this one. A hero's work is never done. Join me again next time as we continue to tackle Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Later days, everybody.